The next part of the section is on conditional probability, and this is finding the probability of event B given that event A has already occurred. And sometimes they will use this notation for conditional probability. On questions involving conditional probability, we don't look at the entire sample space. We have to narrow our focus. So 22 says, 2 dice are rolled, find the following probabilities. And I've already filled out the table with all 36 possible outcomes. So part A says, the sum of the dice is 8. So that would be this diagonal here, which is 5 out of the 36. Part B says the sum of the dice is 8, given that the roll was doubles. So we no longer want to look at the entire sample space. We don't want to look at all 36 options, because we know that the roll was doubles. So we only want to look at the doubles. So our denominator is no longer 36, it's just 6, because we are only looking at the doubles. Now, of these 6, how many have a sum of 8? And that would be just this one. So our final answer is 1 out of 6. For part C, it says the sum of the dice is 7, given that at least one die is a 4. So I don't want to look at all 36 options. I only want to look at the outcomes where at least one die is a 4. So that would be the 4th row, as well as the 4th column. So again, I'm no longer looking at all 36, I'm just looking at these 11. So that is my new denominator. Now, of these 11, how many have a sum of 7? And that would be these two. So my final answer is 2 out of 11. Part D says the sum of the dice is 6, given that both dice are even. So we first need to find all of the options where both dice are even. So that is 9 possible outcomes. So we are only looking at those 9. Now, of those 9, how many have a sum of 6? And that would be this one and this one. So just 2 of the 9. The last part says exactly one die is a 4, given that the sum is 6. So I know my sum is 6. So I'm only looking at these 5 outcomes. So my denominator is 5. And of these 5, how many have exactly one die being a 4? And that would be these 2. So my final answer is 2 out of 5.